So you finally moved past analysing metaphors and similes and other quite basic figurative language in literature, and now your teacher's challenging you with what is hyperbole, and you have no idea. So here you are, you've landed on my video, and you're in the right place, because I'm going to teach you how to identify hyperbole by telling you what it is. I'm going to show you several examples, simple examples, to help you be able to locate and find them very quickly in a text. And more importantly, as a literature student, or indeed as an English student, I'm going to teach you how to analyze these examples of figurative language and say, okay, but why did the poet or the writer or the playwright, why did they use it? Okay, so let's get into it. What is hyperbole? So hyperbole is an exaggerated statement that is used to emphasize an idea or to make a point, okay? You're thinking, okay, but I don't really have to define it. I need to be able to find it and analyze it. So let's see some examples. So my first example is, that dog is the cutest thing alive. Is it really the cutest thing in the world? Probably not, and thus it's an exaggerated statement. But why has the speaker used it? It's to emphasize just how adorable this little dog is. Let's see another example. You could have knocked me over with a feather. You can't actually knock somebody over with a feather. That would be impossible. So thus, in the person saying that, oh, you could have knocked me over with a feather, emphasizes how shocked they were by something. They were almost weightless because they couldn't believe it. So you could have knocked them over just with a gush of air almost. So those are two very simple examples of hyperbolic statements. So there I'm using hyperbole as an adjective and a hyperbolic statement. Okay, but you're saying, yes, but what about when I'm in literature class and my teacher tells me, okay, find an example of hyperbole in the extract and analyze it. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's take a look at a short extract from Hyperbole's To Kill a Mockingbird. So I've chosen a prose text here. A day was 24 hours long, but seemed longer. There was no hurry, for there was nowhere to go, nothing to buy, and no money to buy it with, nothing to see outside the boundaries of Macomb County. So as I said, this is taken from Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, a fantastic novel if you haven't read it. It is going to be on the GCSE syllabus for prose from next year, I believe. So that may be one that your teacher might select for you. So it might be a good idea to read ahead. So that's the extract, and then you say, okay, I need to find the hyperbole. So what is exaggerated? Well, let's read it. There was no hurry, for there was nowhere to go. But she says that it's in a town. It's in Macomb County. We know that's the town in which the story is set. So is it really true that there's nowhere to go? No. Very, very unlikely. Like there's a shop and there's a church and there are other places and neighbours for people to visit. Nothing to buy. Again, is there really nothing to buy? If there was nothing to buy, the town surely wouldn't survive. And also no money to buy it with. Also, this might be an exaggeration, especially when we know more about the family. Let's take a look at what I wrote. So I said, Lee effectively uses hyperbole to emphasize how the town was both poor and boring. Spoken from the perspective of young Scout, and this is what's very important, it clearly depicts a child's view of her town and her feelings towards it. So as a young person, she feels as if there's no excitement in the town. It's a very derelict life for her growing up. But we know actually she has a wonderful life. Her father is a lawyer, so they're quite well off. So it's interesting to read it from her point of view. So that's how you could analyze it. Let's just check what we've learned with a quick quiz question. So which of these is an example of hyperbole? So I've got A, B, and C. A, passing is such sweet sorrow. Of course, a very famous line from good old William Shakespeare. B, this suitcase weighs a ton. and C, the trees towered the boy. Okay, so just 5 seconds to have a guess. Which one is it? Correct answer is B. If you got it right, do leave a message down below. Of course, this suitcase weighs a ton. A suitcase can't actually weigh a ton. It would be impossible to move, and thus it is hyperbolic. It is an example of hyperbole. If you want to know what examples A and C are, then be sure to like and subscribe to my channel, because I'll be covering them in the next 2 lessons of my mini series of figurative language techniques. And I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.